Hey everyone, welcome to Moovieboy.
And hey everyone, Moovieboy here as well, because it's been one of those days and we're on the move.
I'm currently in between projects right now, so we can show you a little tease like this. But it's not done yet because I keep making it more complicated for you. I do it all for you. So in the meantime, while I am wrapping that up, I thought I would talk to you and give you a short video today about a couple things that all of us artists have to contend with and deal with, not just as filmmakers and artists, but kind of in life in general. So,
Moovieboy! Dun, dun, dun.
So for today, I decided to step outside, and the moment I did, now I have to contend with the breeze and the noise and the construction vehicles and airplanes and everything else. But this is actually kind of one of my points. We get comfortable with what we're doing oftentimes. And something that's good is to simply break those cycles. You get in ruts as artists, as human beings. So one of the things that I did this past weekend, and one of the reasons why I didn't put out a video last Friday, I have a Boy Scout and a Girl Scout. And I've done a lot of stuff with the Boy Scouts, primarily as photographer, big surprise. But as he moved over from being a Cub Scout into a Boy Scout, they want parents to be more involved. And I was actually kind of fine just sitting back and being the person who would just take the pictures and join in, and then when it was time to deal with all the managing stuff, I could just go home with my son. But as of a little over a year ago, my wife and I decided to step up and actually become assistant scoutmasters. And this was a big deal for me because now you go from just taking care of your own stuff to having to manage and take care of all these additional boys, and you have to lead them and you have to show them things and you have to share your experiences and help them move forward as Boy Scouts as well. You have to be the person who knows what's going on and to take care of any possibility of someone falling or getting hurt, and you know, that's a kind of a scary thing. But the great thing is stepping into these bigger shoes has really helped, not only in terms of what I'm doing for my son, what I'm doing for the troupe, but what I'm doing for myself. Because obviously one of the things I want to do here at Moovieboy is to expand and start doing actual shoots that are more than just working on a few shots or contributing to a larger show. I want to make my own stuff. And that is going to require some of these same skills I'm picking up here and constantly getting out of my comfort zone. So for everyone out there, do things that scare you, as Eleanor Roosevelt once said. Get out there. Don't just stick with what you know. Don't just stick with what is safe.
So I forgot to actually mention what it was I was doing this weekend. That explains why I didn't do a video last Friday. So, as assistant scoutmasters, my wife and I took a bunch of boys out to the Lucerne Valley in California, basically in the middle of the desert where it was getting up into the 90s, no water, no shelter, and we are responsible to bring explosives because we were shooting off rockets the whole weekend. So, that was just a fantastic time. Did it a couple years ago, but did it just as a volunteer dad. Got to bring my son in, and then we got out of there. But this time we were in charge, and it was a blast. In regards to comfort zone, that whole thing of having to make sure, what if a rocket doesn't work? Do I have replacement parts? Can I fix things? What if we run out of water? What if we run out of food? And granted, it's not like we were miles away from anywhere, but we were pretty out there. And now back to our regularly scheduled Moovieboy.
Part two is a big focus of Moovieboy here has been to deal with things when you have absolutely no budget. Because oftentimes I have no budget. And something, just to add a quick tip, I'm sure many of you already know this and are using it. But for those of you who haven't really thought of it, Goodwill, Salvation Army, clothing exchange stores. These can be a real big surprise. I mean, obviously not every place is Los Angeles where you can come across stuff from former people in the biz who are just dumping out their items and you come across really great treasures. But even when I was in Minnesota, I came across some really amazing items as far as books and materials. When you are trying to make your next short or film or whatever it is, consider going to Goodwill and seeing what there might be for costumes. What might there be for props to quickly stage a scene. If something needs to be broken. Although I don't really recommend using real glass as a breakable for someone like that, but at least something that isn't as valuable as your own mom's fine china. So I recently went to Goodwill again, looking for various items. For my own needs, I found Setting the Scene, The Great Hollywood Art Directors. And this book, at Goodwill was a mere, and of course it opens up to Charles Foster Kane. But to find a book like this for just $2, kind of hard to beat that. So when you are thinking low budget, do not forget these resources. Go out there and see what you can find. There is treasure in there. So that's all there really is while I'm working on my continued next project. But thank you so much for coming on by. Like, subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. 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 You want to subscribe. You need... See what we do?
Oh, and if you have any other resources other than the ones I have mentioned that are good places to find equipment or props or costumes or anything that helps us artists, please let me know as I try to get the hair out of my face. But otherwise, thank you and come again.